Hello, it is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday puzzle today, so another relatively gentle themed crossword early in the week. And this relatively gentle themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Tom Nemchek, Matt R., Noah Bezenson, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Showmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for directly supporting this channel. Their generous support keeps this whole thing going, as does the support of everybody who has become a patron of the Patreon campaign. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And you can become a patron yourself by heading over to patreon.com/dailysolve or clicking the link in the description field. And there, as a benefactor, you can get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, or as a patron at any level, all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And that's included several Bosswords Spring Themeless League competition puzzles over the last several days, as well as the most recent mini puzzle Speed Solve and other things that went up early last week, as well as everything that went up over the past week. So do enjoy those if you're a patron, and thank you again for your support if you are. Please do also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not gotten around to that. And consider telling a friend if you think you know somebody who might enjoy this, either in person or on social media or what have you. And finally, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that as well, nice friendly chat community. So let's get on to today's crossword, the Tuesday New York Times puzzle. This is a collaboration between Taylor Johnson, who has constructed just a small handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and Jeff Chen, who has constructed well over 100, an extremely prolific crossword constructor for the New York Times, and the current proprietor of the xwordinfo.com website, which is an amazing resource of sort of statistics and information about the New York Times crossword. All right, it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shortz. Let's start solving. A Tibetan monk is a lama, presumably, but let's check the crosses on that. Hammurabi's area of expertise, law. So the Code of Hammurabi, famously, or sort of example of early law. And chicken a la king is a recipe. I don't remember exactly what chicken a la king is, but it's something. Misunderstood song lyric, like, excuse me while I kiss this guy. So that refers to, excuse me while I kiss the sky, Jimi Hendrix lyric. So it's misheard or a mishearing, maybe? No, we wouldn't say mishearing because it says that in the clue. So it's unlikely that it would be, you'd have such a similar word in the answer. I don't know. Maybe there's a term for this that I can't remember. There probably is. Bajillions could be a lot, many of something. And famous fighting words is part of our theme, clearly. And the theme revealer here says travel cross country, or a description of what 1623 and 43 across do. Go coast to coast, maybe, or something like that in the U.S. That fits in the number of letters. I'm wondering now. The reason I think that's a plausible answer, in addition to being the number of letters that are necessary to fill that space, is that you could imagine this then involving 2 coasts for each answer. Famous fighting words. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess I could check some of the crosses on this just in case it's right. The rain in Spain. Agua, water. Brooms are to Roombas as something are to scubas. So this is an analogy, and a broom is a sort of, well, obviously it's a tool you use to sweep up a room, but a Roomba is a kind of automated robot vacuum cleaner. So a Roomba is sort of an advanced version of a broom. I don't know what a scuba is, spelled with 2 O's. I mean, scuba with a U is obviously the underwater breathing apparatus, but I don't know what this is. Brooms or Roombas as what are 2 scubas? No idea. It means nothing to me. Good thing to have on the books. An asset is a positive entry on a balance sheet, for instance, as opposed to a liability. Debt. Pocket rockets in poker are aces, I think. And the Z of zip code is zone? I mean, this is the U.S. postal codes. I don't know that I know what it stands for, but It is probably zone. And mind blown. Amazing, you might say. Okay, mops. Scuba must be some kind of, I don't know, automated or robotic mop, I guess. And a school founded by Benjamin Franklin is the University of Pennsylvania, UPenn. So there we go. And school, of course, being abbreviated means the answer will be as well. Lawrence Taylor, for his entire NFL career in brief, must have been a giant, a San Francisco giant. Being from San Francisco, I should know this, but I did not recognize the name. I'm sorry. Pulls a fast one on. He pulls a fast one on someone. He cons somebody. Deceives them. Acronym for a champion among champions. The GOAT, the greatest of all time. And a motley crew, a motley collection of compatriots, a ragtag bunch, you could say. Old You've Got Mail sloganeer would be AOL, America Online, famously. And the internet service provider. And single digit a toe. So single digit meaning your fingers or toes, or one of them, as opposed to a numeral number. Pick up is to get you could pick up the bill, get the bill. I mean, there are other ways that works as well. Cola brand with a lightning bolt in its logo. Oh, Jolt Cola. Does that still exist? I think it was famous for being incredibly high caffeine, I think. My Sister's Keeper author, Picot, this is Jodi Picot, the author. And teen drama that inspired Laguna Beach. I don't know. Oh, the OC. I mean, I've heard of that. I've never seen this. So what does that mean that it inspired Laguna Beach? I mean, isn't the OC itself already a fictional thing? I guess it inspired another fictional thing. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Laguna Beach. Oh, I'm aware of the location Laguna Beach, but not whatever this is referencing. 100 cents could be a euro. I mean, it obviously could be a dollar, but in 4 letters starting with an E, it could be the Eurozone currency, the euro. Puzzle craze of 2006. Sudoku? Was 2006 particularly a year of Sudoku? I suppose it must have been. That's very specific, but it must be the answer based on these crosses. Radio dial, a knob. Radios are often tuned with knobs. And to soak up could be to sop up, as in sauce with a bit of bread. One-time network for Conan O'Brien, TBS, that sounds right to me. And Neither Rain Nor Snow organization, that's the United States Postal Service, which has a pledge that the mail won't be hindered by neither rain nor snow nor sleet nor hail or whatever it is. I think. I don't remember the pledge, but it's something to that effect. And Christians who don't believe in the Trinity. Are they Unitarians? That would make sense based on the word Unitarian. So not believing in the Holy Trinity of the sort of 3 persons, one God. Up to informally could be until something happens. And scientist on one side of the War of the Currents. Interesting. That doesn't ring a bell to me. Sorry about my grumbling stomach. I don't know what's going on. It seems to be particularly active today. I don't recognize this. Scientist on one side of the War of the Currents. I'm not sure. Are we done here? Are we done here? Can I go? And tightrope singer Janelle Monáe is the singer of the song Tightrope. It's a great song and a great singer. And well, she also wrote the song, I think. Machines that remove cotton seeds are gins, as in the cotton gin, famously invented by Eli Whitney. Jackapoo or Schnoodle is a dog breed. Yeah, I think all we're looking for here is dog. They're just sort of unusual looking words because they're obviously portmanteaus. Tesla on one side of the War of the Currents. Right. Was this the thing about direct current and alternating current? And I think Westinghouse was also involved with that, and Edison. Yeah. All right. So travel cross country. This was I never really confirmed this was go coast to coast, but it is. Maybe it doesn't deal with two coasts because that doesn't look very likely here. Maybe it just means that the clues reach the ends of the puzzle, and that's all it's really referring to. Not sure. Let's see. What about this? No. Color matching puzzle game with billions of downloads. Oh, Candy Crush Saga. Oh, sorry. New York Giant. I was thinking of the. Sorry, I made it even more of an embarrassing sports mistake, which is to be expected, but I was thinking of the wrong sport. I was confusing baseball and football with my Giants reference. Sorry about that. That must have been absolutely infuriating to many of you. I apologize. Honestly, though, I mean, you could say. And that's some nerve. An optic nerve, maybe? There might be other nerves that end with IC. This exclamation point here, it's often what this means in the context of a clue is that the clue is being exclaimed about the answer rather than defining it or serving as a synonym of it. So in this case, we're saying that's some nerve, and we're saying that about the answer, the optic nerve. But it could be a different nerve. They's pronoun partner, they and their, no, them actually in this case. They, them is are two pronouns. And then if you're fuming, you're angry, you're mad. Hindu god of creation is, why do I not see what this is? Brahma? And a good number to shoot for par on a golf course, for instance. Musician Bartok or Fleck, Bela Bartok or Bela Fleck. Bela Bartok being a kind of modern classical musician, and Bela Fleck being a banjoist, I think. Item made of, I think I saw Bela Fleck and the Flecktones live at, I think, the Warfield in San Francisco in maybe 2004 or something. Misunderstood song lyric, like, excuse me while I kiss this guy. Oh, right. So what is this? Oh, it's a mandarin. How do you spell that? Mondegreen. That's what it is. Mondegreen. I don't remember the etymology of this word, but it's familiar now that I see it crossed in the grid. I'll have to look this up, or someone will tell me in the comments. Item made of ingredients grown without pesticides. An organic product. So I think the go coast to coast is just reaching the ends of the grid. I think that must be all that it is, unless I'm missing something, which I very well could be. Let me know if I'm missing something about that. Famous fighting words. Want to step outside or something? I don't know. Hun, from whom Dracula claims to be descended in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Attila the Hun, who was also in the crossword yesterday or the day before. A high-maintenance star could be a diva, famous sort of, way to deride, well, not necessarily deride, but way to refer to a star in a kind of who has a demanding aura about them. And then avant-garde, sort of on the bleeding edge. As well could be two also. And Siri's platform is iOS, the Siri, the Apple kind of robot voice lady. Ewan McGregor or Craig Ferguson by birth are Scots, but because this is an or clue, we're only referring to either one of them. Either Ewan McGregor or Craig Ferguson is a Scot, someone born in Scotland, in this context anyway, because it says by birth. All right, Uberfan in modern lingo is a stan, right? And to share a border with something else is to abut it, appropriate in this coast-to-coast, end-to-end crossword. Web crawler of a sort is a bot, a robot, and votes against something are no's. Rendezvous with could be meet up with. So rendezvous is a verb rather than a noun in this case. And, well, I guess you could actually, even this could be a noun technically. I have a meet up with this person. I have a rendezvous with this person. Took to court could be sued somebody. Clueless protagonist, character's name in Clueless was Cher. And I think that also came up. Didn't this come up recently in the crossword? Maybe I think what came up actually was the source material of Emma. All right, battle cry in Braveheart. I've never actually seen Braveheart, speaking of Scots, but I do know, of course, that Mel Gibson yells freedom in that film. I've seen that scene, I guess. Something caught in a theater. You catch a show, you catch a, what? An aside? I'm not sure. Saoirse of Lady Bird, Saoirse Ronan was the lead actor in Lady Bird. And a roller coaster feature is a dive or a climb or a loop maybe, or a loop maybe. Spiritual leader who rides in a customized car is the Pope, who rides in the Pope-mobile, and I believe the Vatican does not appreciate the term Pope-mobile. What is offered when you call 411? Information? I don't remember what information is given when you call for. I don't know that I've ever actually called for. This is a U.S. kind of information line you can call. I don't remember what it's actually used for. But in any case, that is the answer. Overly theatrical as a B movie could be camp. That's one way. Overly theatrical is one way to describe camp. A sort of tricky term to define, but it'll work for a crossword definition. And something caught in theater would catch a flick, a film. I see. There we go. And part of pants that may be well worn, the knees, because of all of that flexing. And then famous fighting words, want a piece of me. There we go. All right. I was nowhere close to getting that early on. Pop star Dua Lipa. There we go. And if you're on the lam, you're fleeing. I think this might be a North American specific term. And then emotion that may be pent up is ire. You could pen up your anger, your ire. And horror director Ari Aster of Hereditary and Midsummer. And there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword in 1444. So I think this was a relatively simple and straightforward theme. Please do let me know if I'm missing something about it. Oh no, I am missing something about it. Good. Okay, glad I noticed that at the last moment here. So in fact, we are connecting U.S. states that border the coasts, that abut the coastline of the United States. So here we have Washington to Maine. Here we have Oregon to Connecticut. Here we have California to Georgia. And then do we have that here? No, it doesn't look like we do. So these would be cases where if you, I don't know, drove, say, or took a bus or a train from the state at the beginning of the clue to the state at the end of the clue, you would have gone coast to coast. And there we have it. So I'm good. I'm glad I didn't leave this puzzle with an enormous misconception. Two big misconceptions in this puzzle. One there and one with New York Giants on my part. So misconceptions on my part, I mean. So glad those were both resolved before the video concluded. Another thing that will happen before the video concludes is that I will read a few clues. Well, I'll read a few comments about clues from yesterday's puzzle. These aren't corrections per se today, but they are little bits of interesting context. So first off, from Dragon Traces, explains that Viggo Mortensen is Danish-American. His mother was American and his father was Danish. He was born in the state of New York. In addition to being a true polyglot, amazingly unaccented, he has an extremely diverse family background as well as having lived in many different countries. Interesting guy in a lot of ways. I didn't know that, so I suppose he has dual citizenship from Denmark and the United States. All right, and Nix Hicks points out that asada, as in carne asada, means roast or roasted. So yes, good point, and thank you for observing that. And then finally, Dragon Traces is back to point out that Sinead O'Connor's song Nothing Compares to You was written by Prince. So many songs he gave to others that really made huge differences to their careers. That's true. Prince was a ridiculously prolific songwriter as well as performer, including writing songs for other people. Sometimes his sort of proteges and sometimes others. Anyway, there we go. That was that for today's video. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday crossword, midweek, mid-difficulty crossword. Do come back for that. Hope you do. And until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.